Welcome back to the Cozy Rosie Crochet channel. In case we haven't met before, I am the designer behind Cozy Rosie UK, and I'm sat in my kitchen today and I'm welcoming you in because I am doing some prep for my next wool show, which is going to be the Stitch Festival in London. I haven't been to the Business Design Centre before, but I've seen photos. It's very light and bright and airy, and I thought it would be an ideal show for me to launch my upcoming book, which releases on the first day of the show, which is the 20th of March 2025, where I'm releasing a brand new book called Hooked on Summer. I'm currently in my kitchen because half my samples are here at home and half of my samples were in my office ready for the next show, but I've brought them all out because I've got some extra ones to take with me to the next show. So I'm giving them all a bit of a steam, hence why that's plugged in behind me. Just checking for any loose ends, because even though I've already worn this, I have just found that there is still a tail to be woven in. It is me, so it's to be expected. And I'm just making sure that all the garments are looking their absolute best for the next show. Oh, it's okay. I was like, oh, there's a hole. It's not, it's just where the trouser fastening has come undone. So over the course of today's video, I'm going to be going through some of my feelings around doing another big yarn show. I'm going to be talking about the patterns that have been included in the Hooked on Summer book, and just talk about my excitement for the rest of the year as well. I keep meaning to do monthly updates, at least monthly, because there is so much going on at the moment that I want to kind of keep you updated with it all. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get asked questions about this beautiful jumper that I'm wearing. Did not make it. I wish I had. And it certainly has inspired a few ideas for me for some upcoming patterns. But this one I have purchased. It does have a wool content, but actually it's not too bad to wear, and it is machine washable. You know, that's a condition I like when I'm wearing jumpers. It's currently Saturday morning. The show, or what is the date today? Must be the, let me look at my, can I read that? No. It's either the 8th or the 9th of March. The show opens on the 20th of March. The pre-sale of the book has just gone live yesterday. And I did a giveaway in the Facebook group because I asked for my community's opinion on the actual book cover itself. I'll give you both examples. One was just the plain image with one of my testers and my close friend Joanna of High Desert Yarn on it. And the other one was Joanna with a strip of some of the other patterns that are featuring. In my head, I really hoped that everyone went for the image with multiple images on it, because I think it's not more summery, because I don't think you get more summery than Joanna standing in a sun-drenched field somewhere in America, probably Arizona. And I just love that image. And luckily, the community voted my way and went for the multiple image option. Now, I do want to give a huge shout out, not only to Joanna. I'm going to pop a link in the top right corner. Go and check out her website. There's so many amazing designs on there. If you've been here a while, you know that Joanna and I did an amazing collaboration to make the most of your hand-dyed yarn. And we're hoping to expand on that collaboration later this year as well. But I do have to say a massive thank you to Joanna for allowing me to use her image. And on that front cover, there are some extra faces too that are equally as important, and I'm as equally grateful to, because they really do help bring the book to life. So the very top photo out of those four is the beautiful Pamela Hurtado, and she was one of my pattern testers way back when, probably 2020, 2021 maybe. And that is the, oh, it's here. No, can't touch behind me. Look. So this is the all meshed up t-shirt. That is such a classic shape. It's very simple. I'll grab it actually, seeing as it's here. This is mine, which is why it's so large. The all meshed up t-shirt, which has this beautiful offset mesh stitch at the top. It is actually a simple square, even though it looks like we do decrease here. It's just the way that the mesh stitch cinches it in to give you more of a fitted look, which I thought was quite clever actually. It does feature this beautiful ribbing at the bottom just to give it some shape, and I did opt to add for a little bit extra space around my hips because I need it. This is what I love about some of these more simple designs, where you can make little adjustments that are going to give you a more comfortable fit. Obviously, you can adjust the length on that top very, very easily as well. And it is probably a summer staple. I have to admit, this has been washed many, many times. I do wear this an awful lot, and mainly because it's so comfortable to wear. I do need to make another one actually. So that was Pamela. Huge thank you to Pamela for letting me use that one. And then we have, I think, a really unutilized pattern, which is my cold shoulder cardigan. I do need to remake this one because I have gained weight since I made it. I don't have it near me, sorry. The project was made by one of my pattern testers, Bernie, and it's actually her beautiful daughter, Crystal, who's modeling it. I've always loved this image. She looks so pleased with herself to be wearing something that her mum made her, and who can blame her, because it really does look absolutely stunning. I think the use of that ombre yarn, starting from the bottom all the way up to the top to that lighter shade, just looks absolutely beautiful. She did a great job on capturing how comfortable that oversized cardigan is. The next two people on my front page are personal and close friends. So the first one is, of course, the beautiful Bella, who does have an outfit named after her, which is, I've got the shorts here, the Bella shorts with these beautiful flames running down the side and around the bottom, and the Bella bralette. She's all the way at the end over there. I've had to put her on a flat mannequin. The outfit that is, not Bella. I've had to put it on a flat mannequin because it doesn't look like anything hanging off of a hanger. And she's actually wearing the running rings around granny vest top. I do have that close to hand. So this beautiful vest top, get a lot of questions as to how I created the spiral effect on this, essentially a granny square vest. It's one of my favorite designs because, again, it doesn't use a classic construction, so it's a bit more interesting to make. It is actually worked from a circle out across the side, and then you create the side panel, and the only sewing is to join the front to the back. So the spiral itself is very, very cleverly made, but you won't know how to make it, am I joking? It's because the design is not actually a square. You make it, it's a granny circle into a square, but the way that it's made results in that beautiful spiral effect, and it really is quite stunning, isn't it? It's also been one of my most popular designs, and I'm really pleased to see it go into a publication. So that's the beautiful Bella wearing that vest top. Now, I don't know if I think I did share with you the great story behind that design. The running rings around granny vest did come with me to the Crochet Fashion Week in Atlanta way back in, actually it wasn't that far ago, it really wasn't that long ago, it was only in 2023. I really liked that event, mainly because I got to meet so many of my online crochet friends, and the gentleman that modelled this for me, I think his name is Timothy. He was such an amazing character. I will be honest to say, I think he almost got thrown out of the catwalk itself. If I can include the video of him walking, he danced his way down that runway because he was so enamored to be wearing such a fashion piece. I'm not saying as in high fashion, I mean something that he really wanted to wear. And he modelled it so well. He really did. He really brought it to life. I will never forget that moment, but people were the organisers were a little bit angry about that one. I thought it was great, and it really cheered the crowd up as well. Yes, so that is the top, or the vest top, that Bella is wearing on the front. And the last image is actually another close friend of mine. You know how you meet people in life? I used to religiously get my eyebrows waxed and tinted every single month. This is all pre-COVID. That's how old this photo is. And I met the beautiful Ashley through having my eyebrows done. She was my eyebrow technician. She sadly no longer does that, because this is why I now have such bad eyebrows. In case you didn't know, I'm 100% natural blonde. Not this blonde, I'm more of an ashy grey blonde, but I have no colour in my eyebrows or my eyelashes. So religiously, I would get them waxed and tinted every single month, and Ashley and I became very, very good friends. She's done a couple of different modelling shoots for me, and not only are they amazing fun, and she's a wonderful character, but she wears it so naturally. This top could have been designed for her, and although it is a strappy vest, I love the way that we captured it in a way that is more wearable. Not everybody wants to go bare skinned all the time. In the UK, it's not necessarily warm enough to, but I love how she styled it for this photo, wearing a t-shirt underneath the actual vest. And this does go to show how hard wearing this cotton is, because this is the garment that she modelled, and it is incredibly hard wearing. This is Paintbox Yarns Cotton DK. Can't remember this. It must be tea rose actually. Is it tea rose? No, that's a lighter purple. I'm not sure what the shade was, but it features these beautiful 1-inch buttons, and I've just always loved this design. It can be worn cropped, and you can make it longer length as well, but it's, again, a very, very simple construction. I'll just talk through the back. And I just absolutely love the shell stitches and the detail that it adds. You basically work a rectangle and add these buttonholes onto the front, but you can use whatever size button you like, because the pattern tells you how to calculate where to place your buttonholes. This design was the original, and the other design based on this layout that also featured in Atlanta was the all buttoned up dress. Now this is not my size, but it could be very, very easily. So this pattern is also in the Hooked on Summer book. We've got the same, almost the same length in the vest. The vest element is slightly different. Obviously the button band is wider, and we've got this beautiful cinched in waist, and then we have the bottom length, which is whichever length you want it to be. You can make it shorter. This is about knee length, I think, on a standard height person, not my height. But the reason I've included it is because I like all my patterns to fit every body, and there is a hyphen in there, because all my patterns are, of course, graded and sized from extra small all the way up to a 5XL, so that includes up to a 60-inch bust. With this pattern, it's written in 3 different sections, so you can have a smaller hip, a larger hip, a smaller bust, a larger bust, and then there are 3 different size options for the waistband. So if you are not a curvy girl and you're quite straight up and down, no problem, there's a waist for that. If your waist is larger than your bust, there's a waist for that. So you can still get that fitted look that actually fits. And that's why I love this dress and the construction of it so well. I do need to, so this is one of the ones waiting to be steamed, because even with a little clasp at the front there is a bit of turning on this. One of the testers, I think it was Cami, she made it for her daughter, and she simply just she made the button band, fitted the buttons, and then sewed the button band closed, which I thought was quite genius. If you're not, I mean, obviously some people might like to wear the bottom button open, a little bit of leg to be on show, but it's a really good classical shape that is suitable for any size. The back of this just looks beautiful when it's on. It really does. I've been sitting here, I've got one, I keep wafting this skirt at you. This is one of my all-time faves, and I actually remade this skirt for Fashion Week because I loved the colour that one of my testers made it in. Can I remember her name? Sadly I can't, but she was just such a superstar, and she made it in this true bamboo, 100% bamboo cotton. Is it cotton? No, it's 100% bamboo yarn in these 2 colours, which I think, I can't even remember, it's been so long, but I remade it to match hers because I loved the colour so, so much. And the drape on this is unbelievable. You can see the movement in the yarn. It's just so soft. And even though it's not lined, you can barely see through it when it's being moved, if that makes sense. You could line it if you wanted to. It does feature an invisible zip. Ignore my sewing. I am no seamstress. But it is, that bit is wrong, but that bit is perfect. I probably should have gone for a darker pink zip at the time. Again, it does have an actual waistband, and the unique element of this pattern is there are box pleats, which you do not generally see in crochet. And they create these beautiful box pleats to reduce the bulk at the waist beautifully, and then you add on, you can see the difference in the size, and then you add on the waistband afterwards. It's another one waiting to be ironed. But I just thought I'd give you a highlight of some of those. So that's what I've really been working on for the last month or so, is putting together that new publication. It will be delivered to me on Wednesday. Pre-sale is open. There's a very small discount on there. Not an awful lot of discount, unfortunately. Like everything, prices have gone up. The shipping is astronomical for the US. I don't know how to get it any cheaper. Have looked at doing a print on demand, but it's I just worry about the quality of the paper. I've received a couple of pattern books that are print on demand in the UK from US designers, and I just found that the paper quality was not good. I like my patterns to look nice. You know, you're spending a lot of money on these pattern books, and I want you to get the quality you deserve. So you can order from me directly. I will pop the link in the description box below. Sorry about my dishwasher. It really is getting to the point where it's nearly finished. It is nearly finished, I promise. But I've popped a link in the description box below for you. So I am really excited for the book to be launching at the Stitch Festival. It's a big, big show. It's 4 days long. It's running on Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday from the 20th of March. So I'm just hoping I don't get quite so run down as I did after the Knitting and Stitching show in London, because there is another show in April. I've squeezed the Stitch Festival in, and I probably shouldn't have, because I am terrible for doing that, but I'm really pleased that I am getting to do it. It's a whole new thing for me. So the people that go to the Stitch Festival are very different people that go to the Knitting and Stitching show. And I'm not sure why that would be, because both shows are equally fabulous from what I've heard, but it's definitely lighter and brighter, and I think it's just ideal for those summery patterns to be launched, definitely. Of course, ignoring my tail, the, oh, wrong way around. My beautiful, very new actually, it's only been out a couple of weeks, hasn't it, is the Wrapped Up in Diamonds sweater. I've put this into print as well with all 9 sizes, along with the beanie and the scarf as well. Because it is such a nice, it doesn't look like it, it's quite an introductory pattern. I think it's a good one for people to make something different. Again, a slightly unusual construction. Most jumpers you see worked top down, but I decided to work this one bottom up. So you make the bulk, oh gosh, you make all of it all the way up to the armhole in the round, and then you add on the yoke. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to be able to make the yoke as I made it, which doesn't make sense. So the pattern is written to create a yoke up to about here, really. And you'll finish here with your ribbing just below. So this section of ribbing would be underneath this ribbing on this jumper. But obviously this one is slightly wider. I did a different version that is this height on me. So you can adjust it when you've made it. Whereas once you get past this yoke, I don't think you get a true reflection of how it's going to fit down here and how it fits with the neckline. If you understand what I mean, let me know in the comments, because as I said, traditionally most yokes are worked top down, but this one is worked up, so you can adjust the neckline when you get to this point, which is, maybe it's because I don't really like that very round look on me, because even like a drop shoulder makes me a bit wider than I like to look. But anywho, so you can adjust the yoke on that pattern when you've already made the bulk of it. So you can try on the whole jumper and then adjust the yoke. That's my thought process. And it is a bit rare, so why not do something a bit different? I have really enjoyed making and designing lots of garments. I didn't realise how many garment designs I had, because alongside the 12 patterns that are in the Hooked on Summer collection, there are more. We know that. You've probably made one of them. We've obviously got the rose cardigan. I'm trying to look at what's behind me. The cable and cross cardigan, my version of the hexagon cardigan, which I still love. This has been very well worn. I do need to give this one a bit of a rinse actually, because I do wear this a lot because it's just so yummy. The Glorious sweater. Gosh, there's just so many. The all meshed up cardigan, that's actually in the book. There's lots of different garments, and I'm really enjoying making them so they do fit everybody. I've always done size inclusive patterns. I say that's not entirely true, let's be honest. There was one design, I think it might have been the all meshed up t-shirt, one of the first garment designs I did. That was only written up to 2XL, and I had that regraded and retested for larger sizes. So all of my garment patterns are available in up to 5XL. I haven't actually had a request for anything bigger yet, but if anybody needs that, I always say, do let me know. I work with you to try and, get the size that you need. As a larger than average person. Still not ready to admit being plus size. It wasn't always. In fact, since I've become a designer, I've probably gone up 2 dress sizes. That's probably because I sit down a lot more than I used to crocheting. And alongside that comes fear of judgment when I'm making designs and making sure they do fit, because not everybody has my body, if that makes sense, or the hang-ups that I have. But that's, you know, talked about that in the last video about my imposter syndrome. So that's in, I will be honest to say that's in full fight or flight mode right now. Going to these big shows feels such a big thing, because it's really weird. Obviously, I'm 5 years into this, been designing for 5 years, been crocheting and offering workshops longer than that, but in the back of my head, I'm still dealing with someone, I don't even know what it is. I don't know if I'll include this. The imposter syndrome is still real. I do ignore it the majority of the time, and I thank you for those who commented on the last video that I did, that I mentioned it, because I know I'm good at what I do. I'm only human, I make mistakes and things like that, but I don't know, I just have like this, I think my own biggest challenge is that comparison. And I know that, there's 2 beautiful kites, bird kites, flying outside. They're a mating pair, and they're massive things. And I'm not in the countryside in any way, shape or form, but there's a big old golf course called Bradlaugh Fields, and I think they live up there, but they've come a little bit further over because they're not near that. And they're just absolutely magnificent. I know the saying that comparison is a thief of joy, and I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't know what I want to be different. I'm not unhappy with where I am in my business. I'm not unhappy with where I am in the size of my community or anything like that. I don't even know what it is I think I'm looking for. So yes, the imposter syndrome is still there. We are still ignoring it and working on it. Not as much as I would like. I'm still struggling to feel a sense of control over everything that's going on. It was wonderful to get all the poppy stuff launched last month. Next month in April, you're going to be hearing about the next big project before we've even started doing a big work on the poppies. Although I probably have about nearly 200 poppies already made. I say I made them. I'm not saying I've made them. I've got one of the people that have so generously donated their time has already made over 100. And I've got so many people working on this project for the Dustin Community Centre. I'm really, really excited to see it all come together. The horse is under construction, which is very, very exciting. And in April, towards the end of April, we're going to be launching the next big project, which I would love for you to get involved with. If you haven't made your poppies yet, you haven't popped them in the post, do let me know when you've done that, because I'm keeping an eye on what's being received at the community centre. I'm going to do a separate video about the poppies, so I won't go into too much, because I really want to make one of those like Blue Peter thermometers, so you see where we are into the number that we need. I've estimated we probably need about 500 poppies. As I say, I think we're close to about 200, and it is only March. But I might be wildly underestimating that. My plan is I will have I would making poppies when I'm stood on the stand for any quiet times. I've taken that as my little project to do. And I've got a few designs in my mind that need to go onto paper and get stitching ready for the rest of 2025. So looking ahead to April, because March is all about the Stitch Festival, April is going to be another exciting month. I do have another show in April. I'm going to the Leeds Grammar School for the Spring into Wall show. This is a new to me show. It's been going a number of years, and it's held by or hosted by the same people that did the Christmas Wall show and the Summer Wall show. I'm going to be at all 4 of their shows this year, but in the Northeast show, which is my favourite, up in Newcastle, I'm only doing workshops. So if you ever wanted to do a workshop with me, this is the year to do it, because I'm all over the country doing them. I've already done workshops in Blackpool. Next month I'm going to be in Leeds for Spring into Wall with workshops. I've got May with no shows, and I'm keeping it that way. June, we've got the Wool Monty, which I'm very excited for. No workshops there for me, but they are hosting workshops this year, I believe. and that's in Sheffield / Rotherham. And then we go into July. What have we got in July? The Summer Wool Show, which is at the end. And then in August, there's 2 shows I'm doing. My mind is a terrible place at the minute. So we've got the North East Wool Show right at the end of August. That's where I'm just doing workshops up in Newcastle. And then Newbury, which is called, I don't know what that show's called now. It's gone out of my head completely. Gone, absolutely gone. Newbury Racecourse. Can't think what it's called. It's absolutely gone. So Spring into Wool, Summer, Southern Wool Show at Newbury Racecourse, and then Northeast Wool Show, which is in Newcastle, which is just workshops. The other shows I've mentioned, apart from the Wool Monty, there's workshops at every show, and that takes us all the way up to September. Do I have anything in September? I think September's a free month. There's no shows in September for me. I'm saying that. There's another one. I've sneaked another one in, but I think that might be in October. I don't know. We'll talk about those when I've got more confirmed dates in my head. So up until about July, I know exactly what I'm doing, and then I need to reaffirm everything else I'm doing. Because I'm reaching the end of this big project of working the Hooked on Summer book, my mind is drifting off into the next project. So I'm very excited to be moving forward and moving on with them. Do go and take a moment to check out more information about the book. I've popped a link in the top right hand corner and in the description box for you below. If you do order it before the 19th of March 2025, you will get that release discount, no, pre-sale discount. And after that, it's not going on sale again for a while, sorry. It will be on sale, but it won't be at a sale price. And hopefully, let me know if you are coming to any of those shows. I'm going to pop a link to my show page because there are a lot of shows that I'm doing this year, and I need to add at least one onto there. And I'm waiting to hear back about one more before I start looking into some of the bigger shows. There is another big show I've got my eye on, but we need to see what else is going to happen this year first. So apologies for the bit of the ramble. This is what my Saturdays are like. I am just clearing the decks and making everything pretty, ready for the upcoming show. I've got a box of crochet hooks. Oh, let me show you them actually. As you know that I love affordable, easy to use hooks. So of course I have all my favourites. These are just 10mm Knit Pros. Been a huge Knit Pro fan for as long as I can remember. Before Knit Pro, I used pony hooks, and I found these really nice kits that I've ordered, and they are all soft grips. So I love, you'll see a lot of the pony hooks, especially that blue one, because that's 4mm. That one features a lot in my videos. And these have all the sizes from 2mm all the way up to 6mm hooks in there. These are, these will be on my shop in a couple of weeks after the show if I have any left. And then I also bought these Knit Pro Deluxe packs. And the reason I bought the deluxe packs is because they have a larger range of hook sizes in them. So I think they go from a 2mm all the way up to that 12mm hook, and they come in a beautiful case. Let me see if I can open this. They come in this velveteen kind of faux suede case, that's the word. And inside, they've got all the beautiful hooks in them. So that was your 2mm, so that's your 2mm all the way up to your 6. Oh no, that's a 5, sorry. All the way up to a 2. So it's 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and 5. I love those colours. These are the waves. And then on the other side, you start with your 5.5 all the way up to your 12. So it does have the elusive 7mm hook and the elusive 9mm hook. So, and it does come in that beautiful case. And I think it's just such a nice way to have your hooks in such a neat set. It smells very new, if you know what I mean. But beautiful. So they'll be on the shop as well in the next, I'm probably going to put those straight onto the shop because I really do recommend those Knit Pros. But these ponies are such a good introductory set for your smaller projects. So 6mm all the way down to a 2mm, which means that you could try some of that micro crochet, not that micro, but a little bit micro as well. Whew. So there you are, I've only just opened those, so that's good. I'm gonna go and get this all marked onto the stock sheet. I'm gonna go and finish up making sure that all of these ends are woven in, give everything a gentle steam, just to freshen everything up, ready for the show in a couple of weeks. So apologies for the rambling, but I can't help myself. Once I get started, I can't stop. But I will definitely catch up with you after the show. I'll try and capture some footage during the show as well, especially of my amazing helpers that are coming to help at the show. I've got, my mum and dad are coming, which is very exciting. I've got Julie on the Thursday. I've got my mum and dad on the Friday. They're only coming to let me have a little lunch break, bless them. Friday, mum and dad. Saturday, I'll have Angie and Nikki, and then I'm hoping to convince someone to come on a Sunday to help me with an idea I've got, but I've got to put that into more to do with displays than anything else, because I'm trying to do this without a van, this show, because the van rental just eats into any kind of profit. So thank you for your time today. I hope you go and check it out and go and treat yourself to your very own copy of Hooked on Summer. So I will see you in the next video. I don't know when that will be, but I will definitely catch up with you after the Stitch Festival to let you know how I got on, all the wonderful people I get to meet, and I hope that you can come along and join me at one of these shows over the next few months.